This time, we're going to be taking a detailed, in-depth look at Gravity Paramotor's patented ACS DFS flight system, available only from Gravity Paramotors. So we've received a lot of comments, questions since the Gravity Paramotors Defiant received a lot of traction in the USA market. Primary concern of whether or not this mechanism, aluminum on aluminum, is strong enough. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the strength behind it and then what makes it unique. Most paramotors, their swing arms are held on by an M6 to M8 bolt. That right there is all that's holding your swing arms on. With Gravity Paramotors, we actually use much larger aluminum arm peg into an aluminum receiver pocket. So if you notice, the mechanism between both the Defiant and the Defy is very similar in terms of how it attaches and how it slides in. With this, the block coming out of the Gravity Paramotors Defy, we have paramotors with excess of 300, 350 plus hours flying in hard use, including tandems, without any major fatigue, failure, or any noticeable wear. So rest assured, that arm peg, and check out our brake video where we pull it until it shows the first sign of failure, and you can see just how strong that system is. Stepping over to the ACS side of the house, Adaptive Comfort System. This is for pilots alike that might be 6 foot, 240 pounds, or the guy who's 5 foot 430 pounds. Is that everybody's built a little different, a little wider, a little narrower. So with just the pull of a quick pin, we can narrow the swing arms to adapt to a smaller pilot, or also resulting in less weight shift. Anytime adjusting the ACS, you do want to make sure that your tether is still captured by the secondary pin. We've also received comments about certification of glider widths. And yes, a paraglider is, when certified, they are certified to a specific width between the carabiners. This can be accomplished on a paragliding harness because it's soft webbing and you use a center belly chest strap to decrease or increase the width for the certification. If you dig into certifications, many gliders actually have different widths that it may or may not be certified to. Most paramotors on the market, including ours, can't hit the exact width of what a paraglider was certified at because you do have hard limiting factors such as the swing arms. With the Gravity Paramotors brand, however, you are able to get to at least Mr. Rogers' neighborhood a lot closer than a fixed width paramotor system. For example, if the paramotor swing arms are exactly 16 inches wide on most brands, you can't change it. It's 16 now, it'll be 16 later. With an adjustment of the swing arms, you can take it from, say, 16 and take it out to 17. All depends on what width you want to fly at today. Another great feature of the ACS system is that you're actually able to dial in the exact weight shift and torque offset that you want. For those of you who want more weight shift, you go ahead and bring both arms out and a wider stance of the carabiners will inherently give you a larger leverage piece for your weight shift. Now, torque offset, let's talk about that for a minute. With a Vitarazi belt drive, you'll want the right side out a little farther than the left if you want to take out torque. The beauty of the 6 positions on both sides is you can take out 1 step of torque offset or as much as 5 steps of torque offset. So if you're a guy who likes to just go low and slow, you're only going to want 1 to 2 notches different on the right than the left, and you'll want them slightly further out on the right. For a gear reduction paramotor, such as say a Plini Thor 200 202, this would be opposite. You would want the left side further out. With that, you can dial in as simple as pulling the pin, adjusting the arm, placing the pin back in for the torque offset you want for your next flight. Taking a moment to show you the differences between the ACS DFS upgrade system and the base model, you'll see that the back brace is very similar in terms of how it will attach to the fuel tank body, but you will see a different amount of torque offset. We have a set amount built in for the 185, and that is you'll see a gap from here to here. On the opposing side, you'll see that gap's quite a bit smaller. So this is a very similar setup to the rest of the paramotors on the market for just a fixed offset for torque compensation. The advantage to the ACS DFS system is that you can customize it to your flight type and the amount of torque offset that you want to take out of on your next flight. Going into more detail about the dynamic flight system. This is again one of our patented features that we use both an inner bearing and outer puck. So it's a 3-part system to get what we want to create with the dynamic flight system. On the swing arm, you'll see that there's a much elongated hole that can either be placed for a bearing for the ACS DFS system or a plastic bushing for the base model. With that, you're able to change the inner and outer pucks, and on this case, this is our level 4 puck. So this allows 4 inches of total lateral movement at the swing arm tip. On the opposing side, we have level 1, so it allows for 1 inch of total lateral movement of the swing arm. This allows it to more accurately represent weight shift of a paragliding harness when the harness rolls in on top of you or rolls to the outside for weight shift. We do have levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. They all correspond to the number of inches out at the tip of the swing arm for total lateral movement. We recommend that all pilots start with level 1, work your way into level 4 as your comfort with the system grows. For those pilots that are most concerned with weight savings, we have lots of weight saving upgrades coming very, very soon. One of which is changing from a 12mm 775 swing arm to a 10mm 775 swing arm. Making this change from the 12 to the 10 saves your paramotor a full half a pound. It is advised if you really dig acro or extremely hard on your paramotor to stick with the 12mm arms, but for those concerned with lightweight, we do recommend the 10mm arms for those additional weight savings. Gravity Paramotors has been trying to reduce every last pound. We've also introduced inline change for custom aluminum CNC hardware that actually saves the paramotor almost a quarter pound in hardware alone. Now, the biggest weight savings that people have been getting excited about, our new carbon fiber hoop sections. Changing out all 5 of the hoops saves your paramotor 2 full pounds. In many cases, it's just as strong as the aluminum. The downside is that once carbon fiber reaches its breaking point or bend point, it tends to shatter and fracture, where the aluminum might deform and slightly bend before completely breaking. So if you want the most robust unit, you definitely want to stick with the aluminum, as you see. For those of you who want the biggest weight savings, definitely go with the carbon fiber. Add that special something to your paramotor as well. Both options will have available for replacements and cheap subsidized spare parts. That way we can help keep you in the air. Stay tuned. We have more weight saving tips and tricks in the works for this paramotor, and you're going to have to wait and see what we come up with next.